Hello and welcome to Theatre.Reviews with Paul Severn. I'm here at the National Theatre to review the House of Bernarda Alba. This National Theatre production of the House of Bernarda Alba, directed by Rebecca Frecknall, isn't for everybody. If you're familiar with the play by Federico Garcia Lorca, you're going to have to put it out of your mind. And even then, you may leave at the interval, as the people next to me did, because the first half is a bit disjointed, messy even. But the second half, and actually the end of the first half, is theatre at its best. Keep watching and I'll tell you more about this dissection of an authoritarian household, the malign influence of men, and some of the finest acting you could hope to see. And not just from Harriet Walter. But first, may I ask you to please like, comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. You know, sometimes you enter an auditorium and the set's already there, laid out before you. Not on this occasion. Instead, you wait for that Lyttelton safety curtain to open. And when it does, it's like magic. It reveals Merle Hensel's magnificent house. It's on 3 stories with 7 separate bedrooms and a bathroom on the top 2 levels, filling the giant stage from top to bottom and left to right. And thanks to transparent walls, you can see its full depth. There's no escape, no privacy for the 5 daughters of Bernarda Alba. We even see one of them masturbating. And that's very much the central theme of this production. Bernarda rules her daughters and believes she knows everything that's going on. The complete set, including props, is a pale green colour, except a rifle sinisterly centre stage, which is the trigger, no pun intended, for the devastating end. The colour is not only the least distracting colour you could choose, but it provides the starkest of contrasts to the black clothes of the women. Well, you might think Spanish women always used to wear black in the past, but you soon realise that the husband and father of the household has been buried that day. Bernarda declares 8 years of mourning, to the horror of her unmarried daughters. At first, as we get to know the family, there's much chatter and gossip from the many women who have gathered after the funeral, and different scenes overlap one another as many conversations are taking place. Bernarda says nothing in this almost pandemonium. She sits rigidly. She is a woman of few words. Harriet Walter, in a masterful performance in which less is more, exhibits a cold stare, an imperious pose, and when she does speak, it is without emotion. Bernarda Alba has learned to survive in a man's world by revealing no weakness. The daughters are rebellious individuals, but this is 1930s Spain and there's no escape for them. She says, "You will do as I say. Until I am carried out of this house feet first, I will command that which is mine and yours." So they are cowed by Bernarda and contain their thoughts, breaking out occasionally, as when the oldest puts on makeup or the youngest a bright green dress. They're forbidden to fraternise with men. However, Angustias, who is from Bernarda's first marriage, is the only daughter with money, which gives her an escape route. Her wealth has attracted a suitor, Pepe el Romano, and she's due to wed him. Her fiancé is an obsession of at least 2 of her sisters, who both exhibit a dangerous jealousy. All the women are fearful of and fascinated by men generally, and Pepe in particular. Spain in the 1930s was a patriarchal society, and no doubt Lorca intended his audience to see parallels with an authoritarian government, in which the people are forced into conformity. And this is why the play retains such power today. Bernarda Alba, like many in such a situation, does the job of the patriarchy for it by teaching and expecting her daughters to treat men with caution and respect. She makes the house a female bastion against the male-dominated outside world. Female, but not feminist. Men are capable of anything, it is said, and there are hints, well, more than hints, that men have and do behave despicably. Her rule is cruel and dictatorial. Toward the end of Act 1, when one of her daughters does something wrong, the punishment is brutal and disproportionate. And the first half ends with a shocking scene in which the house is invaded by a lynch mob chasing a sinful young woman. In Lorca's original play, we never see Angustias's fiancé, but in Alice Birch's generally superb rewriting of the play, we see him silently moving across the stage in a balletic manner. And this underlines, I think, that he is a romantic fantasy, because we can actually see he's quite ordinary. Even so, I still prefer Lorca's idea of him living in the imagination, an invisible presence hanging over the household. As the play progresses to its tragic end, we see that Bernarda is not as all-seeing as she thinks she is, and that her control is illusory. The cast is uniformly brilliant. Angustias, the sickly and psychologically damaged eldest daughter, is played with layers of aloofness and vulnerability by Rosalind Eleazor. Isis Ainsworth provides an extraordinarily strong performance as the youngest sister, Adela, in love with Pepe, defiant and with emotions out of control. Lizzie Annis, Eliot Salt and Pearl Chanda are the other three sisters, also excellent. Eileen Nicholas is the senile grandmother who's locked in her bedroom. Thusitha Jayasundera and Bryony Hannah are the servants who provide both honest comments and humour. Rebecca Frecknall, after her recent successes directing Cabaret at the Playhouse and A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida, has triumphed again with this forceful production. I give the House of Bernarda Alba 4 stars. I hope you found this review useful and maybe even enjoyable, and if you did, please like, comment, and why not subscribe to this channel? Then you'll be the first to know about my future reviews. You can read my reviews at Theatre.Reviews, and you can follow me on Threads, Mastodon, X, Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching.